What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 47. My name is Bret, aka Enigma9011, and today I am joined by Danny, aka Kazstein. Danny, thanks for joining me on the podcast today.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Absolutely. Remember, guys, you can catch this podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011 every first and third Saturday. Oh, boy. Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. It's broken out topic by topic or put as one big video the following week over on youtube.com. Search Enigma9011 or you can watch it over there. If you guys ever have any topics for us, remember you can always comment in the comment section down below, or you can join us on Discord, and there's a specific tab for that, so you can let us know what you would like us to chat about. And then last but not least, remember, guys, this podcast is brought to you guys by the merch store, so you can get all of your Enigma 9011 swag over there, t-shirts, backpacks, cups, and more. Rep the brand. Help us out. It would be greatly appreciated. So, Danny, this is your first time on the podcast. Yes. So we'll get to all the fun stuff later, but appreciate you being on here. We met recently through a mutual friend of Dio. Yes. Through Overwatch and some fighting games, which is actually going to kind of roll into my topic. I know obviously you're big into the fighting game community and big into fighting games, but I don't know too much about your history with fighting games, so I kind of wanted to pick your brain at least a little bit with that, of like maybe how you got started, or maybe what game kind of caught your attention first, I guess.
Yeah, so I actually started playing fighting games at a very young age. Like, I was like, what, maybe 3?
Wow.
Because
okay.
my brother, he had a Super Nintendo, and the first game that I played was Street Fighter 2. Yeah, that's probably like a lot of people's like first ever fighting games. So that was definitely mine. So I always played Street Fighter 2. I was always appealed to what my brother can do, because he's always does like, he can do like the motions, and then me as a kid, I'm just scraping my hands on the pad and like, when can I do it? So yeah, and so that was like my first introduction to fighting games, and of course I love it. And our dad started buying more fighting games for us when we got a PS1. So I started playing like Soul Blade, Tekken, even some of the Mortal Kombat games on there. So I definitely was around fighting games a lot. But on a competitive level, on a competitive level, I was exposed to competitive fighting games actually around maybe like early to mid 2000s also.
Okay.
This is when GameStop used to be like GameStop.com.
Yeah.
Or GameSpot.com.
Okay.
Yeah, when they used to have like the old layout, or like they post videos. So I remember like people would post like VHS recordings of matches from Evo in 2002. And I would watch those on my free time, because I'm just a bored ass kid. Yeah. So I would watch them, and I was actually really appealed to Street Fighter 2's tournaments. And I saw fighting game legend Daigo and Mahara play. And when I saw him essentially calculating and defeated his opponent after Legends with very little to no health, I was blown away. And so that's when I'm just like, I want to play fighting games at a competitive level. But I never could, because I'm only a kid, and I don't know anyone in my family that plays fighting games like me. Everyone's like all casual, like, oh, I play Smash Bros, or I play Mortal Kombat casually, or I play Tekken with them. They just always try to hit like the kick button all the time. It's like, okay, but, yeah.
Nice. Okay.
That's my fighting game background.
All right. So Street Fighter 2. So, from Street Fighter 2, have you like branched out from the Street Fighter franchise, or have you kind of stuck to your guns with that and then just stuck with that, I guess, in Street Fighter?
That's hard, because like I've always wanted to play Street Fighter at a competitive level, but I actually was around the Melee community.
Oh, okay.
Around like the mid 2000s, because my friend Kevin, who's like his parents, like his dad's like best friends with my dad, and he was playing Melee super competitively, and that's when I started kind of getting a taste of it.
Yeah.
So I was playing him all the time. So yeah, and but I wasn't good at Melee. Like, I will admit that. Like, I was not good at Melee. I knew the steps and everything, I was never good at it. But I was not until like Brawl started getting very serious. So that's when I kind of started picking up like learning and everything, and yeah. So I guess like I branched off from Street Fighter, played Brawl, but then when Street Fighter 4 was out, I tried to branch out to that. And I only played up to maybe like 2 seasons. So there was like Vanilla, and then there was Super Street Fighter 4.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it, but I wasn't really feeling it. And then Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, and that's the game I also grew up playing on like the PS1. Mm-hmm. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna play this. So my brother gave me like a birthday gift was like an arcade stick, like a nice like the $150 arcade stick at the time. Gave me that, and I played Marvel 3. I've been playing Marvel 3 since. So yeah, I guess long story short, I was back and forth with Street Fighter, and I'm finally back home with Street Fighter.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So
with Street Fighter 5.
So you mentioned you wanted to get competitive with Street Fighter. What games would you say are you competitive with, or have at least the ambition to compete at any level with?
At the moment, probably like Street Fighter 5 and maybe MK11.
Okay.
Definitely. I'm not opposed to. I'm actually learning BlazBlue Cross Tag Battle.
Okay.
I know not a lot of people like that game, but it's actually not a bad anime fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Very chaotic, hard to follow, but it's fun nonetheless. So I'm learning that because I made a promise I'd come back and play it with a friend.
Okay.
So I'm like I gotta keep my word.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and yeah, I play a lot of fighting games, so I can go on all day, but yeah.
Yeah. So what draws you to pick these certain ones to compete in? Is it like just character based, or is it community based, or what is it?
It's a lot of things. Definitely community based. Because I'm curious, because yeah, it's a community based thing, but also what my friends are playing.
Mm-hmm.
So it fluctuates. So like one instance, I was playing Guilty Gear Xrd when it first came out, like pretty seriously.
Yep.
But no one here in RC in Oregon were really coming out to play locally.
Okay. So
for me, it's like I don't feel like I should be bound to playing online all the time.
Right.
Because online isn't so perfect.
Right.
So then MKX came around, and then I jumped onto MKX, where a community was a little more lively.
Cool.
And so I pretty much dropped Guilty Gear for MKX.
Okay.
At that time.
All right. So, if I'm not mistaken, for Street Fighter 5, it seems like you're rolling with Urien as your character, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What drew you to Urien to play as him?
Actually, I was all probably because of Street Fighter 3. Actually, well, it's his design. He's literally just like a tall and half naked dude wearing a man thong, trying just chopping people and throwing mirrors out. And I was very appealed to how aggressive he is as a character.
Yeah.
Also, like how I don't know. I think his character design is he comes off as very strong. Mm-hmm. Like he's really ready to throw down, but he's also an asshole. So I was really appealed to that and the crazy stuff seen in Street Fighter 3. But he hasn't really made a fighting game appearance since then, or since like the crappy Capcom crossover game on PS2, which we don't talk about. Yeah, so if you haven't really seen Urien since like '98, like a true appearance, and now it's like Street Fighter 5 came out 2015. So
yeah,
and he came back in 2015. And I'm just like I'm done. I'm playing him.
Mm-hmm.
My character's back.
Nice. So when it comes to other games, what are some things that kind of like steer you to maybe pick a character? Is it simply like the move list or the tier list get involved, or is it just solely based on looks?
It's for me. It's feel, mostly feel. It's feel, but also it's kind of funny for me. If the person looks really really stupid, is hella stupid, then I'm drawn to that. Just because it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
Also the thought of like, you lost to the most stupid character in the game. I'm gonna do it. Or if the character is regarded in the community as very bad, and I tend to go towards bad characters because I like a challenge. I like to learn the game and learn the character, kind of experience it, experience the difficulties.
Okay. So you mentioned MK11 earlier. Who would you say you're maining in MK11?
Sub-Zero.
Okay.
Been a Sub-Zero main since MKX. Yeah, I'm mostly playing Sub-Zero right now. I was learning Frost, but Frost is a very hard character to like pick up and learn. So like, she's not the greatest character. So, and of course, like I play Scorpion also, but everyone plays Scorpion.
Oh, that teleport, that lovely teleport.
Oh yes, yes. Oh yes.
So I know on your channel, a big part of your channel is repairing fight sticks. How'd you kind of get into doing that?
How'd I get into it? I know it's in high school, like maybe like sophomore year in high school. I'm just like, I want to put better like torrent like arcade grade buttons on my arcade stick. And so I just like I ordered parts, and I just started like putting it together and just swapping them, and then I started learning how to like do all the soldering work. And obviously first time soldering, it's crap. It was definitely crap. Like 15, 16-year-old Danny just trying to solder. It's a mess, hot mess. But yeah, because to me, I looked at it as if there's no one that can do it, then I'm just gonna do it myself. Plus, I wasn't really around the Oregon community at the time. I was just kind of just solo online warrior, so I first had to learn everything myself. So I can't depend on someone else, or I just didn't have the money to like pay someone triple digits to do this mod for me. So I just gotta do it myself.
Right. All right. I guess last question for me then, for this topic is, do you have any inspirations in the fighting game community?
Inspirations in like players, or?
Yeah, let's go with players. Yeah, like anybody stand out that maybe you're like, oh, I want to be, or I like how that person plays, or just you want to be at their level, whatever it is.
Well, for me, it's definitely the fighting game god himself, Daigo Imihara. Like I said like earlier, like his match was like the first thing I saw on GameSpot back in like the mid 2000s, and I just really like how calculated he plays. But he's also very patient as a player. So like if I had to like really think about it, like when I play fighting games, I'm like kind of naturally patient. Cause I think I've adopted that from him. Patience and just kind of waiting and trying to read. So yeah, like definitely he's like a big motivator for me, and definitely there's also like a funny joke within like our friends in the community that they always tell me, "Oh, Danny's playing this character because Daigo says he's good," and I'm like, "You're not wrong. I'm giving him a try." Actually, I started playing Guile when Season 2 Street Fighter V came out, because I actually shied away because I didn't like how he was like top tier, because I'm kind of contrarian too when it comes to like character selection.
Yep.
Except Urian, I don't care. But everyone else is like, I'm a bit of a contrarian. Like I dropped many characters in Street Fighter V just because I'm like, oh, everyone's playing this character, I'm gonna just go switch.
Yeah.
But when Daigo was playing Guile, it just looked very clean. Looked like he was like, it was natural for him. And I actually always felt that way. I was kind of denied how I felt about Guile, but when I played Guile, I was like, it felt very natural because I played him in Street Fighter 2. So for me, it's like, okay, he's definitely the same good old all-American Street Fighter character. So I was like, you know what? I don't care what anyone says now. I'm gonna play Guile. So actually, it is because of Daigo I'm playing Guile, and I don't regret it.
Nice. Chat or anybody who's watching, if you're not into fighting games, after this podcast is done, I need you to go look up, I'm pretty sure it's Daigo. If I'm wrong, then whoops. I need you to go look up Daigo Parry Is that the Chun-Li and Ken?
Yeah, evil moment number 37.
Go check that shit out, because that is I can totally understand the god status that Daigo is. So yeah, go check that out.
Yeah, actually funny, so was like maybe like 15, 16 years later, some like Markman, who's also a big part of the fighting game community, he actually uploaded an old footage he had, like the second point of view of the evil moment.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is that someone in the background, who's Justin Wong's friend, Flo, he literally yelled at Justin, "Don't do it," and Justin did it. And I went on Flo's stream, and he explains why he said don't do it. It's because he said he saw Daigo practicing the parry on Ricky Ortiz.
Ooh, okay.
Ricky Ortiz did the same thing, and he parried her super, or Chun-Li.
Wow.
And so Flo's like, don't do it. He just did it.
Wow, that's cool. That's cool to have that different perspective. But yeah, definitely go check that out when you're done with this video, and you will understand.
Yes.
All right, so I think that wraps up my topic on your background with fighting games. So for your topic, you kind of wanted to talk more about the community out there in Portland and the fighting game community. Is there anything specific like you wanted to talk about the group, I guess?
Yes, yeah, I guess it's our community in Portland, because every Mondays I help run events with my friend Jake, and of course like some people kind of join us, but we run events every Mondays for fighting games at a tap room called Room 122, and the whole idea of running the events is for people to come out and play, have fun, and learn. Because this might be a little controversial for right now, for like the little beef with our current scene. But to me, like as a part of the scene, I feel like Oregon is kind of having a different. It's not looking at the big picture of competitive of like the FGC. It's because for us, like for our crew, like Dio's part of our crew too, and the whole idea of it is, play fighting games fun, and that's like the way to learn,
right?
Like learn, and one of the most important things is to share what you've learned, because it's I think like in like the US, I think, and I've heard like European players do this too. They don't share what they learn. They only share within their circle. So that's kind of like the big thing in at least like the Portland side. They just like to keep it within themselves. It's more of an individualistic approach. Their whole idea is to grind this out and hope to get somewhere. When in reality, like to me, I think it's like if you treat this as like a job and thinking that you're gonna get professional with it, you're not gonna have fun,
right?
Like big name players like Justin Wong and Daigo, they've been in the scene for a long time. They play these games because they love it.
Yeah.
And they're able to get somewhere with it. So and the current scene is like they're not really looking at that. They're not looking at it as fun. Or they're always complaining about, oh, I lost because of so and so. I'm like, you're not the best player, There's always gonna be someone better than you out there. So that's like my view, at least. So and I'm trying to show that to our scene, our crew, like what we do on Mondays is have fun, learn. It's okay to share. Like it's one of those things I look at as that I tell you, let's say you and I play like Mortal Kombat.
Yep.
And I tell you, okay, block this because this is an overhead, or like this is this many frames. You learn how to block it. See, you're learning,
right? Then
I have to learn how to deal with it and come up with other options. So it's that's the idea we want to kind of like express,
right?
It's not, don't be afraid to share.
Yeah.
To Japanese players. Oh, sorry.
You're good.
So I tend to pause. I'm sorry.
You're
I was
good.
gonna say one thing. The Japanese players, the reason why they exceed is because they're always sharing. They're always meeting with each other. always playing. It's never any beef. There's some rivalry and stuff, but at the end of the day, we're just sharing stuff and we're having fun.
Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, obviously, I get the mentality of like, oh, I don't want to tell people my secrets, blah blah blah, because then I have it over them. But like you said, if you share your info, obviously I'm getting better because I know, oh, I can defend this now or this way. But then you're also getting better in, okay, now he's going to do something different. How do I improve for that? So you're both kind of escalating up.
Yeah.
And obviously with a better opponent, you can be better yourself. If you're just whooping my ass left and right, you'll be good against me, but you might not be good against somebody else, and it's not going to help you anywhere. So
exactly. Like I've actually had moments like that where, well, like I had a friend outside trying to teach Street Fighter, because he wanted to learn, but he wasn't really trying because he was trying to essentially be competitive in Overwatch. So he wasn't looking at it like the big picture of it, and so every time he says, "Oh, let's play Street Fighter, I want to learn," and I'm trying to explain to him these things he's not learning, it's like it's not fun for me because I don't like sandbagging you or anyone. I'm not learning. If I want to learn combos, I'll just go and practice mode.
Right.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah. It's definitely an interesting, I mean, with any game, just learning all of the minute details, like in fighting games, like you mentioned, frame data or overhead or where the attack's heading, like just taking that all in sometimes is like, whoa, okay, hold on now. It's like a whole school subject of whatever. There's just a lot of information being thrown at you, but it's the same with anything.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's like learning. Like I just start like trying to like break out of this mold or break out like this like barrier, because like for me when I was always playing fighting games competitively, I always go by feel, which is like the old school arcade mentality. It's like, hey, I'm gonna learn these combos because at the time there was never any training mode in arcades.
Right.
So literally you put a quarter in, you play the CPU, you play someone, you learn.
Yeah.
And because so I never had the luxury to do that. So I've always tried to play on my feel. Now I'm trying to break out of that mold and actually start implementing more of like what fighting game developers are doing with the training mode now. Because they're making it very, very accessible to players now.
Absolutely.
Which is awesome, by the way. So I'm I guess better late than never, but I'm trying to utilize more of that. Like it helps me learn, and then I can share that with other people.
Yeah, I agree with the accessibility. Obviously, like you mentioned with the practice modes, the tutorials, like MK11 is really good with that, with mentioning like how frame data works and what attack is what. I haven't fully gone through it, but I've heard good things about it. But then another thing, I mean, it's not necessarily practice, but it gets the player in the mindset of like, if they're new to it, for example, I think Marvel Infinite did it, but there's like an auto combo button where you can just keep hitting it, and obviously it'll do a string. But if you learn how to actually do it, you get rewarded by doing more damage, and I think that's cool too. Like, have it for the casual audience where like, I just want to push a button and see cool things happen. Yeah. And then the person who's like, oh, wait, but this happens if I do this, like, give that person an opportunity to learn. I think that's it's a good balance.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too.
Yeah. So you mentioned that you help out run the tournaments on Mondays. How did you first get like involved in helping out with the FGC in Oregon?
What's funny is that it's actually my old job. I used to work at a retro game store.
Okay.
Called Game Trader. And one of my buddies, Toon, he actually is an old head at the FGC in Oregon. He's not that old, but he's considered an old head.
Yeah.
But anyways, so someone he knew from his Third Strike days, was asking about modding and stuff, and so when I was working there, it's like I can do it. So pretty much he referred his old like Third Strike, I won't say it's an acquaintance, to me. And as I was working on his stuff that day, he was telling me about, oh, you should come out to this Monday event. It's at a tap house. You come out. obviously I was pretty hesitant at first, but he kept texting me and telling me like once a week. He does text me once a week. It's like, hey, you should come out. And I'm like, screw it. I'll bring my arcade stick. I'll see how it is. And I've been there since almost a year now.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's kind of funny.
How big would you say the group is out there?
It's definitely gotten bigger.
That's good.
Definitely gotten bigger. Yeah, the tap room event. We call it the tap out of the tap room.
Okay, nice.
Or short for tap room. The tap room events. I came in like a month after it started.
Okay.
So it's obviously very small. Like started like maybe 3 to 5 people.
Right.
But over time, once people start coming out and they're hearing that, oh, it's in Beaverton. It's like in the middle between like Hillsborough and Portland.
Mm-hmm.
Because Portland's like pretty far out compared to like, yeah. So the fact that Beaverton was like in the middle kind of got people's attention to come out more, and that's when it started growing. So now we get like an average maybe 13 people a day.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah,
and on tournament days maybe we get like 20ish.
Okay.
25. Yeah. Also, it's a small venue, so it's kind of hard to kind of have a lot of people in there.
Yeah, got to work with what you got.
Yeah, we try.
Mm-hmm.
We try. Yeah.
Are there certain games that you guys focus on in the tournaments, or do you kind of rotate it, or how's that work?
So we first started just running Street Fighter V tournaments because we're trying to get the feel of like how to run a tournament and see how things are in the community. But in our 4th tournament, we ran a anime fighting game called Under Night in Birth.
Okay, is that the new one they put at Evo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and we decided to put that up because we thought it's a great idea, give it more mainstream exposure, that it deserves, and so we. At that day, I wasn't too happy in the numbers, but it's better than nothing. We got 8 people.
Okay.
But the thing is, we got one of the anime players from Portland. She goes by Peach Cola. She came out to the event.
Cool.
And what's funny is that once I saw her, I'm just like, oh shit. Like that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I might as well just give her the fucking prize money. Yeah, because she's a good anime player. She plays a lot of anime fighting games. She's a natural anime fighter. So when I saw her come in, I'm like, damn it. It's like, okay. So, yeah, but our 5th tournament that's coming up Monday. We're going back to Street Fighter V, and just kind of get people interested still. And I brought the idea that, hey, we should run Mortal Kombat because I feel like Mortal Kombat 11 is different from MKX in the sense that the game. I know I'm probably throwing out some fighting game jargon.
Yeah.
So MK11 focuses a lot on neutral and footsies.
Yep.
So I'm sure you can get the idea of like neutral. Like you're pretty much playing your opponent at an even level, and footsies it's like essentially you have to calculate like what your opponent's gonna throw out, and you throw out your butt. Essentially, just think about like I throw a jab, but you counter me with a jab or like a hook or whatever, stuff like that. I know it doesn't work, but you get it. Yeah. So stuff like that. It's like footsies and stuff, and it's definitely as a Street Fighter player, it's definitely very Street Fighter orientated, and to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm always trying to like let people know in the community that hey, this isn't the same NetherRealm game that y'all think it is. This is definitely open for a lot of people. Even like some professional Street Fighter players are playing Mortal Kombat right now. At least they're trying it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so I just want people to know that this is actually like a step, a good step for Mortal Kombat.
Cool. So what are your personal goals for competing? Like I know Dio is pushing himself. He doesn't want to be the top level, but just push himself and see where he can get. I know he's gone to Red Bull Conquest that one year. I think it was last year. And then I know he has the eventual goal just to get to Evo. Do you have similar goals, or you find where you're at? What do you think?
My goals of fighting games is just I don't know. It's kind of hard to think of a goal other than just like trying to learn something new
Mm-hmm.
every day, and try to. Actually, yeah, I guess my goal is to try to make it to out into more major events.
Okay.
But obviously, I feel like I can't achieve that until I. Sounds kind of funny. So I demolish the local community here first.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, I'm not trying to say that in a bad way.
Yeah,
It's,
no,
it's
I
more
understand.
just, it's like I feel like if I can't beat them, or I can't be at an even level with them, with our best players here,
Mm-hmm.
then I feel like I'm not ready to go to a major.
Yeah, that makes
It's
sense.
something like, yeah, I get, yeah. And so yeah, I feel like I should at least be able to be at that level,
Mm-hmm.
and so I can at least try to do something at the major and learn there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's my goal. It's just make out more majors, learn, and yeah, share it and bring it and try to share it to our community.
Cool. So let's see. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to talk about the community you guys have out there?
No, I mean, like it's surprise. It's kind of. I feel like it's our community here in Oregon is kind of small,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like a lot of people are just low key, like just hiding
Yeah.
because they're just too concerned. I don't know why. I mean, maybe it's because the approach of our community it's rather like aggressive and competitive. Maybe that could be it, or maybe they're just too shy to play. So that's yeah. I feel like the scene should be bigger, but everyone's just kind of just shying away a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But I also understand that we all have lives.
Yeah.
You know? I gotta work. I gotta go to school. All that stuff. So
Mhm.
I totally get it. I just would like people to be able to at least try and come out.
Mm-hmm. So what would be your tips? For anybody who maybe wants to get a community started in their area, like just get something together. What would you recommend to them?
Damn, it's hard. I mean, I guess like what my friends did. They literally just okay. It's funny. This how the tap room event started was that our friend Steve lived close to the tap room, the room 122, and he literally became like acquainted and friends with the owner. And he's like, "Hey, how do you feel if we just played Street Fighter here?" And he says, "That's cool because I like fighting games." And ever since then, they just started kind of just telling people that, "Hey, we're here, and come out." So I guess just do that. Like, just get a group of friends that you know that dedicate to playing this game. Like, research the community, research if there is like a sort of following, some sort of following here, and then go out and start something. Like, yeah, go to, I say just go to like a local game store. If they run events, ask them if you can run an event, or like a card shop. Because I know some card shops should be like cool with it. Yeah, just get out there, just let them know, like, hey, we'd like to run this event, and then just market yourselves from there.
Cool. Very nice. All right. Well, chat, that leads us to our third and final topic with the voice crack. So, if this is your first time watching the podcast, whenever we got a new guest, I like to take them through the question and answer round, the lightning round, so you guys kind of get to know them a little bit more. So, Danny, I'm going to ask you some questions. Whatever gut reaction answer you got, just go with it. And then any answer you kind of want to explain, you're more than welcome to, or you can just leave it at your answer. Okay. Are you ready to go?
Sure.
All right. It's not too bad. Don't worry. All right. Favorite color?
Black.
All right. Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Favorite game?
Street Fighter 2.
Nice. Favorite movie?
Police Story.
Okay. Favorite type of music?
Pop.
Okay. Favorite song?
Oh my god. This Japanese song by Perfume. It's called Fushizen Nagirl, which means like the unnatural girl. So yeah.
What was your dream job when you were a kid?
Game designer.
Okay. If you could have any animal to be a pet, what would you pick?
Panda bear.
All right. If you could meet one celebrity, regardless of status, who would it be?
Keanu Reeves.
Nice.
I just saw John Wick 3.
All right.
I saw his E3 performance.
Oh,
like,
yeah. The hype. Favorite season?
Winter.
Okay. Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
Almost done. What is a skill you wish you could have?
Crochet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Honestly, this sounds fun.
And then last but not least, what is a game you want me to play?
I want you to play?
Yeah. Or would you recommend I play?
Yakuza.
Okay, that's a new one.
Yeah, definitely think Yakuza. If you like wacky action adventure, good I think Yakuza is a good story. Good gang story. I think you definitely like Yakuza.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps up the podcast for today. Danny, thanks for being on.
Yeah, thank you, dude.
Remember, guys, this has been Wait, What Are We Talking About podcast, episode 47. My name is Bret, a.k.a. Enigma911, and today I was joined by Danny, a.k.a. Castine. Remember, you guys can catch the podcast live over on twitch.tv/Enigma911 every first and third Saturday of the month at 8 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to join in the chat and join in the conversation, you're more than welcome to. If you can't catch it live, that's A-OK. You can go over to youtube.com, search Enigma911 where it's broken out topic by topic, or put as one big video for your amusement. If you guys have any topics for us that you'd like us to discuss, you can always put it in the comment section down below, or join us over on Discord and put it in that tab for us to see. And then last but not least, remember, guys, the podcast is brought to you guys by the merch store, so you can go get all of your Enigma 9011 swag, t-shirts, backpacks, cups, and more. Rep the brand. Help us out. It would be greatly appreciated. Danny, thank you once again for being on the podcast, man. I appreciate it. Hopefully we can get you back on soon.
Yeah, it was fun, dude.
Maybe get a three-way conversation going with Dio about fighting games. I'm sure that would be a long, lengthy podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I got a lot. I obviously have a lot to say about community and fighting games.
Awesome.
I try to play everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I can help everyone learn.
There we go. Well, looking forward to that one. Hopefully we can get that scheduled in the books at some point.
Yeah, I'm definitely down.
Awesome. All right, chat and viewers, thank you guys for hanging out. We will catch you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yep. Stay salty.